Need the lights on. The lights. Let's get the lights right here. I don't know. I'm coloring in the dark or doing these in the dark today. All right, I'm back again. Yeah, if you're tuning in for the first time, you're like, back again from where? Yeah, right. Okay, so anyhow, I'm doing a very special event coming up on the 31st of July, Christmas in July, in the Coloring Co-op Club on Facebook. And so I'm preparing ahead so I can quickly toss these in. I am. And at the time of this broadcast, which is 7/16/2019, I'm offering this at a very good deal on Amazon. Now, it is D. McDonald Design Simple Holiday Coloring Pages for All. Simple because I have grandkids, and they're little. They're under like 6, okay? And 6-year-olds, and 3-year-olds and 2-year-olds, they like coloring, but give them some big spaces because they need big spaces. We're going to look through this book. What's inside the book? Always first. The first couple pages show people what the full-size pages look like so that, you get a chance to see a little bit before you pay the money. All right. Very, very simple designs. But here's what I've been doing with them. I colored this one. I want to show you how I went from simple to super. Here I added a great deal to the plain Santa hat. Then, I think, last night I worked on ink pen and I put gifts in there. Ho, ho, oh, ho, 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 oh, ho. Trees. I added my own little personal stuff to this. This is just a simple, but I bumped it up. So you can go from simple to super using an ink pen. All the pages are backed in black, so your ink pen doesn't do anything. I added to the bell. The bell is simple, and then you add to it. I just striped this one. I thought that would be kind of pretty, just striped and colored. I added just dots and lines, which really bump up a design. So for little young children who you give this book to or let them color a page, you want to keep it simple. But for us older people, I used the Deb's Dottleism here, and I dotted in these candy canes, left these plain. But this ornament is empty. So I decided I like candy canes in my ornament. I think that'd be cute. That's how it looks, simple. Simple to super. And what can you do? The star, let's look back. Simple. Simple. I added lights. I added ornaments, and I added a whole lot of dots. Dot, dot, dot with an ink pen. Any ink pen will do. Simple tree. I patched it, and I put all kinds of little Christmassy things in there, and I added a little rug. So that is part of this book, the idea. Now, this book will be priced much higher, but for right now, during the month of July 2019, it is a special. Okay, back again. From simple gift, to what I added to it. I put little wreaths in the packaging and some holly around there, more dots, more lines, and you can do this. You can do it with an ink pen. It's that easy. Simple gingerbread boy. Easy to color if you're small. I added a whole lot to it on the next page with my ink pen. And that's just an extra bonus to this is, take the angel that's simple, and I add it again. Just simple lines and dots will create another look. Here I dotted the heck out of that. Dot, dot, and dot. And what actually 5-year-olds are pretty good at dotting as well. Here is the wreath that I bumped way up. There's the simple wreath. Here's what I added. Strings of lights, which are the strings of lights are in this book, so you can actually study them and go, I could do lights, and a lot of dotting. But it really will make the coloring experience interesting. So This is a really fun book to add to it. Here are a string of lights, and I've been adding the little dots to them. I candy cane the wire. There it is in the simple zone. So basically, I wanted to show what I've been doing. I still haven't tackled the snowman. Looked at him a couple times last night, but I did this one and added a great deal to him. There he is naked. Easy for kids. I haven't done anything to these gloves, but I started here, and this is where I'm going to stop. This is crayon first, then inexpensive pencil, and I even dug out my Crayolas. So you go through, and you put your crayon color down, and then with a complementary shade of pencil, you work that crayon deep into the paper, and you will get this beautiful, beautiful coloring, because the Crayola crayon, the Crayola pencil, the Crazart pencil, all works really nicely with that crayon base on this paper, which is published and printed. It is printed by the CreateSpace Corporation that has printing facilities in several states and works closely with Amazon and Kindle Direct. And it is absolutely fantastic paper for crayons, pencils, markers, especially since I back my newer books all in nice black. That black on the back really adds a lot of layer to the paper. I mean, think of it. It's all ink molecules. It adds up. And I don't even have a problem with markers really bleeding through all that bad. I would suggest, just to be safe, if you are going to use the markers, put a piece of cardstock behind what you're coloring. However, I forget, and I don't have a problem with it. I'm not much into marker, though, since I've rediscovered the joys of the crayon and the inexpensive pencils. I'm very happy with this. So what I have now done is I've quickly, and I would probably work this a little bit longer if I wasn't doing it on a demonstration, but I'm pushing that crayon into the paper with the Crayola pencil. Then what I'm going to show you is I used a gummy eraser, which is available on Amazon. I don't just type in GUMMY eraser, and your choices will come up. This came in a bunch of I got a lot of it. It looks like this when you get it, and then you just start peeling it apart. You don't really need the whole thing. You can break it down into small sizes, and then you just roll it in your fingers, and it works beautifully to remove a little bit of color. So after I color, I'm going to take that gummy eraser and just rub it along, and you don't have to really use a lot of force. I thought you had to, but you don't. Just continue to go over it and over it and over it, and then more to remove some of the pencil and the crayon. And I'm going to show you why. Why would you do that, Deb? Well, because now I'm actually going to jump up to my Prisma whites, which you can buy separately. You don't have to get the big packs. They sell them. They're pretty reasonably priced in the Prisma world for a carton of them. And they're a nice thing to have because they really will add a lot of white over it. So right here, I want my glove to have a little light bouncing off of it. I don't know why, I just do. So I erased, and then I come through with my white Prisma, and I get that. Now, I wouldn't be quite done because now I'd want to blend that in a little bit. So I'm going to go back with my pencil of color and define my space just a little bit more. I don't want to skip that spot because sometimes, people watch and then they go, mine didn't look like that. Oh, well, I forgot to add that after I did this. Uh-huh. I did that. Please, and I just, you have to ask every single one of these that you watch from anybody, they say the same thing. Please subscribe, please share on your page. It helps it grow, and it's like a nice thank you. It really makes my day to see someone say, you know what, I am going to share that. That was pretty cool how she did that. Now I'm going to go with the Prisma. And what color are you? Ultramarine blue. I just grabbed any kind of dark shade of blue because my very last step when I'm coloring to make it really pretty, and I own a lot of these, they're getting small. However, I have found that by using the Prisma at the very end, I don't need to use so much, which means they're going to last so much longer, and they cost a whole lot more than the Crayola crayons and the Crayola pencils or the Crazart pencils. They both work really well together. So my very final step, I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with the tops of the glove yet. I don't know yet. Sometimes I just do what I see right away, and then I go back a couple days later and say, now I know what I want. So to just bump it up just a little bit, I'm using a nice darker blue in here to create a little dimension and just some prettiness. So see how easy that was? That's really easy. Now you could take the darker blue and maybe add some little swirls in there. By just swirling, you can add anything you want. You can add dots. Just try it. And look, I'm not swirling like a professional here. I'm just swirling around, and it's looking pretty good. Just, add to it. Don't be afraid. The wonderful thing about this book is you have 2 chances. You have to. Hi to Jamie. Hey, people are finally seeing this. I think you have to do like some kind of click notifications thing. I don't know. But it's a really simple book, from super to simple. It is something I'm very much looking forward to doing with my grandkids because they're little, they're tiny, and I could say, okay, you do this page, and I'm going to come along and do this page, and I'm page by page. So there are duplicate pages. They are black, they are white. They are very simple. I added the dots. I'm playing around with it. Not the mittens. The mittens come dotted. The bow is dotted also. But you can look at the bow and then go to the front of the book where it's the simple and say, I can dot. Any idiot can dot. Yeah, you can. Now, it takes a long time, but it's actually really kind of relaxing to just sit there and dot, dot, dot. You don't have to think too much. Just dot, dot, dot. What book is this? This is, I have the big fat handmade holiday book. I can't find this page, and all my pictures are dotted already. It came dotted. Yeah, this book is, let me get it. I just did this one today, and I did some sampling in it. This is the book right now as of 7/16/2019 is the book to buy. Because Amazon is offering a $5 coupon for purchases of books, $15. Well, I priced this at $15. Believe me, this book should be $25. It should be. It really should be. But I really want the world to have this book. And it is a beautiful collection of all the handmade holiday books, just the full page. And yes, all of the handmade holidays include the Deb dots all over the place. It is a beautiful book to color. It really is. It is not. It's child friendly, but not to the degree that this one came out. And it said to me, I wasn't going to make any more. I wasn't. And then suddenly I thought about those grandkids, and I thought, they could really use a simple holiday book. Keep it easy for them so that, the 3-year-old can actually feel pretty good about scribbling over the great big stocking. And Deb, who wants to color something a little more, would very easily be able to add hearts and candy canes and Christmas trees. And I am going to be walking us through how to take it from simple to super. So let's just do one of those. All right, I have the basic stocking. And because I'm doing this upside down for the purposes of demonstrating, I'm going to use a very simple Christmas tree. That's called triangle. There you go. That's why you learned your shapes. A rectangle and then a star, which I'm not good at upside down stars, but there you have it. All right. So then I'm gonna make it go in a different direction. Triangle, 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 closer to the end of the stocking, because that's the cool part. You want to go off the page a little. And then the rectangle, not a square, but a rectangle for the tree stump, keeping it simple. And then just your little simple star at the top of the tree. And then if you want to get really fancy, that's where you dot it in. And when you color over the dots, it just adds this really neat little dimension to it. But you don't have to. Then if you wanted to, you could just take an ink pen and swirl. That's just going like that, and that, and that. Edge in. Feel it. It's just an elongated S, a fancy little S. All right, this one, the star is not going to show. It's way up under the cuff of the stocking, which is really cool if you don't want to do another star. And then I'm going to put the stump over here, bring in another one, and upside down stars. Now, easy. And because I swirled, I'm going to swirl. I'm going to swirl all over the place. So that's how you go from simple to super in just, what, a few minutes? Now, it's going to take a lot longer if I decide to dot it. And I really do like the dots. Let's just do a couple dots just to show. Just dot, 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 dot. Little speckles. They just do something. I like them. Deb Dottleisms. I like them. They're just a little touch more, but not too much. But I like them. You don't have to. Now, if you really wanted to add even more, it's so easy to keep adding to this. You would do the line dot, line dot, line dot, line dot, line dot, line up under. And then pick it up down there. I'm going to go 2 dots. Hey, some dot, 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 line, dot, 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 line, dot, dot, line. And this is also really great with young children to sit down and say, let's add to this. And you show them because you watch the video and then you get to take credit for going, whoa, Mom, that's pretty cool. I can do lines and dots. Yes, you can, honey. You can do lines and dots. Take your time. I have to keep showing the little ones how to hold these. These pens are too big. I am going to be hunting down all the littlest midgety things I can find because I've looked at their little hands and went, wow, this is way too big for you. You can't even begin to hold this thing right, because I try to show them and I'm thinking, your hands are so small. So I do know that they make the little minis, mini pens, mini crayons, mini this, mini that. I'm going to get them a whole set of little itty bitty minis while they are 6 years old and under. Because if I gave you a tennis racket with some ink on it, and I said, here, color with the tennis racket on this page, you'd be like, yeah, or a shower curtain rod. I mean, it has to be hand size appropriate for little people. So I'm going to hold this up and I'm done. And thank you for Jamie for finding me. And for anyone else, I'm still building this, but I am doing this coloring co-op thing and I'm trying to work ahead so that I have these little mini lessons so that when my day comes, I'm kind of prepared and all I have to do is pop it in and say, here's another one. And we'll be doing a couple real lives because I've told people. I just last night I put it out there and I said, if you if you use that coupon and you buy this book and you get it for $10 and you do not like it, you may attack me personally. Go ahead and write every nasty thing you could think of. When I go live on the 31st of July in the Coloring Co-op, you may tell me that I shouldn't be making anything. Maybe dog puddles or something. But I am really pretty confident that for $10, for $25, you might go, I don't know. $25 is a lot of money. It's 5 Happy Meals. But for $10 right now, I really, this is a gorgeous, beautiful book. It's just so doggone pretty. It really is. And I've been doing this, and I've got a lot of books I collect. And when I tell you, it's just beautiful to color. And then discovering that crayons do a wonderful job on this paper, I'm totally happy because I don't want to be spending no $150 on stuff. I don't. I'm going to be posting this one. You can post and share. Please post and share. Please post and share everywhere because nobody knows about this. I really need to change my picture. It's from a Halloween party a long time ago. I don't even know how this is hooked up, but I think I had a different YouTube account, and this is the one I found, and so I'm going with it. But somewhere along the line, I'll take a breath. We had a hurricane that really never showed up, but yesterday it showed up as a lot of rain, and that's got me kind of like. It affected a lot of people. There are a lot of people who are saying, you know what, y'all made such a big deal out of this, and we got nothing, that you really raised our anxiety levels to an unbelievable new point. I was doing the all-night NyQuil with the couple glasses of wine, let's keep the bugs out because I live in the South, to just try to pass out because I didn't want to live through this storm. I didn't want to experience it, and it never showed up. So I learned something. Yeah, whatever. I put the good stuff, my collectible. I've got these gorgeous, beautiful bottles. I love beautiful bottles. And I had them all outside on shelves. And I know if the wind got to 70 miles an hour, it would fall. I would have to clean up the broken glass. I knew, let's just put that stuff away for hurricane season. I don't live in a really bad area. It could survive Katrina, and that's if it survived Katrina, it could survive just about anything because Katrina wiped out the entire Gulf of Mexico. I would live down here very off and on. There used to be these gorgeous plantation homes all along Mississippi's Gulf Coast, and when I drove through after Katrina, I literally had to pull over and this young guy was like, yeah, the GPS says the McDonald's is right ahead. I said, the GPS doesn't know that McDonald's washed into the Gulf of Mexico. And we got there, we pulled into the driveway. I said, well, I guess we can wait for the drive-through about 2-3 years from now when they rebuild, because honey, it's gone. It's all gone. The storm came in, and once you see what it can do, you get some anxiety, because our stuff is our stuff. We love our stuff, or we wouldn't have it. Yeah, that's one of the things in the Mysteria book. Yeah, they're going to have a rummage sale. They went, why? If we didn't have it, we wouldn't like it. Like these guys, they've been in tins for a year now. The inexpensive Crayola pencils, I've even sharpened them because I have now found that I can take my crayons, my cheap pencils, and I can make some really pretty pages and not spend a lot of money because I don't like spending a lot of money. It doesn't make me happy at all. Even if I had tons of it, I would still be buying a reasonably priced car. I'd buy a reasonably priced house. I just buy reasonably priced stuff because I don't see why anybody would want to be all thrilled because, I paid this much money. Oh, well, good for you. Yeah, I'd rather share the wealth. All right, so that's it. A look through what I've been doing in this from simple to making it super book, because that's part of this, and a little coloring demo. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm off to see the wizard, which would be the bathroom.